Inline skating and foiling in general, how much in common can there be? It appears more than one would think. I just recently picked up again inline skating. It's been, I don't know, maybe 6 years break. Before I was just doing some recreational flat stuff. And this time, I decided to try the small things in the park, like bowls and ramp. And it's amazing how much my foiling improved after going to the park with inline skates. I just recently learned how to drop into small bowls. It's reasonably small. It's like my height, the highest I can do right now. It took me a while to get to this point, like at least 4 or 5 sessions to the park. And now half of a second becomes an eternity. At first it was scary, but after some practice on the smaller things, it's gradually build up the confidence. With this drop in feels crazy the first time you do it. It's things like if you do something wrong, you're gonna basically break the bone, break your head. But the moment you kind of like get the feel how to do it, bend your knees, lean forward, and carry out the momentum with this non-linear acceleration, it's just mind-blowing how all of this transfers to foiling, especially when the waves are big. For example, when wing foiling and you drop into a big wave, I don't have good examples in the video, but when you drop in a steep wave, let's say your speed was, I don't know, like 12, 14 knots before you drop in, and then you drop in and you are at 22 knots. So that crazy increase from like 14 to 22 knots, it's pretty significant like speed increase. And your brain needs to know how to deal with that acceleration. And it needs to come naturally, you don't have time to think. Going to the skate park really improves the foiling game. It's like 100% match with drop-ins, with board control, because now half of a second becomes an eternity. Once you know how to drop in and deal with this non-linear acceleration, it's very beneficial for anything like foiling as well. There are some other tools/toys like balance boards and stuff. After playing for like a few days, you get used to them, and they don't teach you that dynamic non-linear acceleration. It's very static in a way, and so you don't get much benefit, I think. Even with this blackboard, it's more difficult to balance. It's kind of like better version of balance board, but still it's not the same as doing that drop in where you almost like free fall and then catching the curve, basically when it curves the concrete. One advice I would give is spend more money on the protection than on skates itself. You're gonna use every single piece of your protection, and get dedicated clothes. They're gonna just get destroyed. If you were to do a similar thing and start inline skating, it's also good to go with kids and stuff. They love it. Every time I go to skate park, and then like in a few days, if I have a chance to foil, if there's any wind, I can feel it's instant like improvement. This is the best way not to get too rusty when there is no wind. So inline skates, it's just very big improvement. Also, it helps with road biking, cornering on descents and stuff. So it's applicable to a lot of other sports. The moment you can learn that drop in and what to do with your body, it's very beneficial for all sports. It's scary at first, but just start slow and build up your confidence. I'm still a total noob and learning a lot every single session I go, and when I see locals at the park, the way they do things and the way they manage the momentum, how they carried it from one transition to another, it's just crazy and blows my mind. It takes practice and they make it look so easy, but in reality it's like long learning curve. The moment you know how to drop in and how to control your weight distribution, where you look, speed, the knee bend, all of these small things, the moment you know how to do it subconsciously, it's gonna improve your foiling game 100%.